Testing, 1, 2, 3. Woo! I'm glad we don't have no visitors. They be like, I'm at the wrong place. Got to go. Woo! That's your song?
Yes, sir. You gotta come fetch me.
That's right. You gotta come fetch me. Like a dog in the bone. Woo! You gotta come fetch me. How y'all doing?
All right.
Everybody all right? All right, man, that's right. We gotta look in the huddle. We gotta look in the huddle. We gotta see how them eyes looking, Chris. You gotta see how them eyes looking. Man, a couple player come running out looking like this, Kim. Coach, hey, Coach, he gotta go, Coach. Coach, he gonna get me and everybody else killed. They gotta go, man. But I think the Most High, that's how it used to be, boy. You get in that field, you get in that huddle, you gotta have that killer instinct. I'm here. That's right. A lot of people, do y'all want to be saved? A lot of people don't. I'm just going along for the ride, man. I heard EBT might be running out soon. You know, I gotta get around somebody. I gotta have a right rock. But I won't hold on. Let's go ahead. Big Lee. Most High, Elohim, the creator of the Shamaim and the rocks. Allah Ki and Akuf, the creator of all beasts, the creator of all land. We come. How can a lamb be born, a female lamb, be born, nurture, what they call baby lambs? Calves, huh? Kids of goats. Nurture a kid or goat to be taken away just to die to feed a human being so that they can live. Just think about that now. The cycle continues. Everything in life is doing what they're supposed to do but us. The shamash comes up, the shamash goes away. Right? We got our hot seasons come, we have our cold seasons come. Right? The leaves come, the leaves what? The leaves go. But man, we the only one tend to waver and not do what we're supposed to do. As I always think about that, I always put myself in nature's shoes, and that's kind of crazy. I say if I was born a lamb, would I die? I mean, would I live to be old? But think about it. The best lamb are the ones that dies. The one that looks the part, the one that has the best coat, the one that's chosen is the one that no defect. It's the ones that die. Is that fair? Life is not fair. It's all about being chosen for the purpose of what you're supposed to be here for. The whole goal to be the best fruit is the one to be picked.
That's right. That's right.
It's not the whole goal to last forever and to see how long I can make it. The goal is to be picked. So you desire to preserve your life, but at the end of the day, are you preserving your life just for your glory on the rocks or for the person that's going to choose you? That's how I had to change my mindset, because you got to understand, when it's my time to go, it's my time to go. So while I'm on this rocks, my goal is to fulfill every bit I can. I talk about it all the time. One of my favorite animals is the eagle, right? Who flies higher than the eagle? What bird? Wrong. Especially not the Atlanta Hawks. Hard. And they ain't trying to be funny. Did the Braves win?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, that's crazy, man. They going to the World Series, right?
Yeah.
They'll find a way to let y'all down. Don't worry. Don't worry. I talked with an Atlanta fan. He said, yeah, we won, man, but don't worry, man. They always let me down. I'm like, you don't have no hope? It's like they don't put no confidence in their team, you know? But one thing about an eagle, right? An eagle flies very high, right? An eagle sees its food from very low, goes down, swoops, and gets what it desires. An eagle is something that will go grab. Have y'all seen an eagle grab a goat and throw him off a mountain?
Yes.
Akuf Lancaster, you haven't seen it? Hey, Dwight, pull it up for me right quick. Pull it up for me. And it wasn't even for the purpose of eating. It was only for the purpose of just because that you know who I am. You understand what I'm saying? Preacher have taught us before that when an eagle develops its nest, it's built to be uncomfortable. Because when the baby chick, I'm bad with chicks, thank you. I know the animal, but I don't know what comes after the animal. Because, you know, you got cows and then you got calves. You have lambs and then you have big baby lambs. Yep. You got chickens and then you got chicks, right? You got worms and then you got gotcha. Lee, I thought they were gonna start lying. See, you got suppressors. I'm like, well, they don't even know what a suppressor is. Let's go right there. It's right there. It's the first one. Watch this right here. Expand it. Cut the light on right quick. The eagle is flying low, just to grab this lamb that's on the cliff. How strong he is to pick him up, to drop him off the cliff. Boom. Do y'all see that? Do you see that? You would consider that eagle to be mean, but that is the way of life. All right? Now, have y'all seen the eagle grab the baby? Look that up. Eagle grabs baby from mom. And we going somewhere with this, but I want y'all to understand what's going on. Click that first one. Now, as a mother, this is how protected you have to be, not only of thieves, but of eagles that's trying to get your baby. Watch this. Let's go. Do y'all see that? The only thing that saved that baby was the jacket that the eagle grabbed. They're looking high and say, ooh, pretty eagle. In the eagle's mind's like, I'm finna come kill. Do y'all see that? I'm trying to grab this baby. I'm trying to survive. But us parents are looking like, ooh, pretty eagle. The only thing that eagle that did not get a grasp on that baby's flesh. When that eagle grabs that baby, who you finna call? Animal control? Cut the lights on there. You gonna call the police? Who you gonna call? The eagle company? It's over. As a parent, how would you feel that your baby got snatched by an eagle? It's over. You are living in an animalistic society where it's kill or be killed. There's no rule and law saying you are human and I am an animal. They are controlled by Yahuwah. And they do whatever Yahuwah say to do, but us. So when you miss the guidelines, guess what's going to happen? He will send somebody to come and get you. That's real high and looks low. That really will come down and get you. You can't control your scenarios, guys. And gals, just think about it. It was over for that baby. That lamb that was stuck on that cliff ain't got nowhere to run. And eagle like, got one. Eagle real, they smart. Eagle go in the water and go grab fish. Claws. Y'all know how long an eagle claw is? What they call? Well, niggas learn something, boy. You can't tell them nothing. They call talents. Oh, the talons. Where you learned that at? Science class. Napoleon Dynamite taught him that. Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite taught him that. That's all that was, the Napoleon Dynamite. But you got to think about it. Once those claws get in your back, it's over. It's over. My point I'm trying to make is that everything in life is doing what it's supposed to do but us. Imagine, put yourself back in those parents' shoes if that eagle would have grabbed that baby. Are you going to kill all the eagles in the world for revenge? What can you do? Just think about that for a second. Brittany, what would you do? Who gonna believe? My baby got snatched by an eagle. Call the police. Who are you gonna call? I mean, they're not gonna believe you. They say, sir, they're gonna say, ma'am, please call a non-emergency line. This is for emergencies only. That's what they're gonna say. Faith, what would you do? Scream and holler. Take me too, eagle! That's all I would have said. Hey, you bastard! Take me too! I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just thinking about it. What you supposed to say? Ghostbusters? I don't know. Take me too. This how prepared you gotta be in life. Cause that's just like Yahuwah when he come back and get us. When he comes snatch us, it's over. There's nobody you can call. There's not a ghost patrol. There's not a death patrol. There's not a society that said, I have not done all I'm supposed to do on this arise. When it's time to go, it's time to go. Life is not fair. Fair is only life. I mean, you consider fair as in the eyes of the beholder, or consider them to be fair. But to the Most High, these are things that has to be done. Period. So I just want to put yourself in a mindset on understanding how these animals work. These lambs to be chosen. I remember we used to go to lamb to go eat. And I don't know, every time I go to eat, I say, am I doing the right thing? Because I'm going to go kill a lamb. This is not right. But I think about it, if I want to survive, I want to eat, that's the only way I'm going to eat. Unless I'm going to be a vegetarian. Right? The whole goal is to be chosen. The whole goal is to be chosen. We'll start in the book of Romans chapter 15 at verse 4. The eagles some ruthless, they're some ruthless human beings. Oof. They mean, boy. I said, why they did the poor little lamb like that? What was the, let's see if y'all can get this. What was the similarity in both scenarios? Unaware, that's not it. There you go, Dwight. They was alone. They was alone. When you are alone, you are an easy target. They was alone. When lions attack, they attack those that go alone, right? Because when you veer off and go by yourself, that eagle was smart enough to know that the parents was over here and the baby was over here. Why didn't the eagle grab the parent? Too heavy. It's too big of a prey. They know that. I'm not going to grab this. This person will take me down. So I need to go grab a little one that's by themselves. So now my parents going to be walking around like this, Cam. Get your, they're going to say ASS too. Get your behind over here. They're going to be looking up like this. That's how you should be anyway. Because the sword seeketh what? Whom he may devour. At the end of the day. So you got to watch. I got to watch over my soul. I got somebody to watch over my soul. Who you watching over? Why the raw I got to watch over you and you can just live how you want to live? Just when I get in trouble, I come back to the raw. That's not fair. And we try to figure out what's wrong with you. Everybody got their own life to live, but at the end of the day, it's up to you. This is the book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. Listen to this first.
For whatever ni katab before, ni katab for our lamed,
Yep. For our learning.
that we through endurance in the kum of the ketubim might have tikva.
That's right. And we might have tikva. The book of Bereshit. Forties, 41:17. I think that's it. The book of Bereshit, 41:17. This is the book of Bereshit, chapter 41 and verse 17. Listen to this before. I just ask that you let me borrow your minds for a couple of minutes. And then you may have it back to do whatever you want to do with it. At the end of the day. Ain't it right, Chanel? Because it's your mind. You can do whatever you want to do with it. You can give the people the space and opportunity. You can go back to your Netflix and your YouTube after that. This is the book of Bereshit, chapter 41 and verse 17. Listen to this first.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, and in my Kalamud,
Yep.
behold, I stood upon the bank of the Nahar,
Yes.
and behold, there came up out of the Nahar 7 kinds,
Yep.
fat flesh and well favored, and they fed in a meadow.
Yes.
And behold, 7 other kinds came up after them, poor and very ill favored,
Yep.
and lean flesh, such as I never saw in all the Arats of Mizraim,
Y'all see-
were bad.
It say, lo, 7 other cows came up after them, poor and very ill favored, and thin in flesh, such as I've never seen, for ugliness in all the land of Mizraim. So which one is going to be chosen?
The fat.
The fat, the one that's well favored. At the end of the day, just think about this. Your whole life, the whole goal is you want to be chosen. You want to be somebody to look to. You want to be somebody to count on. But a lot of times you don't want to be used in a negative sense of being taken away. Because if you're being taken away, it's like I don't get the glory that I deserve, right? We ask ourselves, why am I put in a certain situation? Why do I have the bad situation? Why do I have, I have to take care of so many people, I gotta take care of different kids. It seems like I gotta use it for 18 years, I gotta take care of these kids. But you don't look at the pleasure of it as once these kids get old, you get what I'm saying, of the joy of something that you have done, right? The joy of something you have done. And not giving up, right? I look at Aku Faith, right? Y'all see how she deal with joy, right? Every service, right? And some people in our mind, we say, I can't imagine to do that, right? But every service, she still be with joy, right? She still treat joy. Joy's dressed the same as, she had the same outfit as her kids. She's not put away. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people would take that situation and be like, man, it's just why we're chosen like this. But you got to look at it. The Most High put you in certain situations for different reasons at all. For different reasons that you may not imagine, right? So, and I said it to say is, you never know who's watching, right? You never know who's watching, and you never know the end result on what's going to happen, but all you got to do is remain persistent and consistent. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you remain persistent and consistent in your situation, then I'll meet you at the end. If you give up, you never know what would happen. You feel what I'm saying? In the same situation, I look at that and I say, you know what? What would I do in that situation? Or certain things I want to give up on. And when we have examples on people that just don't give up, why would I quit? Chris deal with Nikki. Gotta take care, gotta provide, gotta keep fighting. If I see examples in my own mission call, why am I quitting? What all you gotta do is take care of somebody that's an able body that can control everything. Why are you quitting? I see people running that don't have legs. I saw a dude running track with no legs and no arms. Have y'all seen that? Dwight, put it up. Man runs track with no legs. No legs. But you know what? We quit and we faint. We quit and we faint, and we worry about like, man, when the things gonna change? When the things gonna change? But you gotta understand, you don't know who's watching you. At the end of the day, the Most High watching you. Because he controls it all. He said, I give, I take it away. I take it away. Y'all see this man right here? I mean, he got arms, he ain't got no legs. But I want y'all to watch this. He has no legs, yet he runs. That's tight. And we walk around talking about, I want to lose weight because I'm fat. And you got 2 legs. This man wanted to show, look at this man. He's sitting on the doggone torso. I don't even know if that's what you call it. His stomach, that's it. Look at this. You know how strong he is? Yet he doesn't quit and he doesn't succumb to his situation. Come on, man. Yeah, cut the lights off. And you sitting here with 2 legs, 2 arms, and you make excuses. I saw a man, when I went to Columbia, I saw a man, I don't know if y'all saw it on my Instagram page. A man moved a whole straight truck worth of freight on a cart, on a dolly. You saw it, Cam? Looking for the truck, telling the truck like, oh, you need to hurry and move, bro. Imagine stacked this high carrying a dolly. It was about a cube truck there, what'd you say? They said at least a cube truck. How many pallets, Dave? 6 pallets. Listen, 6 pallets on the dolly in the street, like this. At a stoplight when it came, he looking like, all right, man, what's going on? The truck didn't hurry up and move. He in the license plate. We make excuses for stuff that we shouldn't even have no excuse for. I want to get to the bar, but at the end of the day, what is the bar going to do to you when you're going to make excuses, say, I can't do it anyway? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I don't hang around a lot of people who have a lot of excuses. I don't do that. I say, Satan, get away from me. I don't call him Satan, but I was... I don't want to call Satan because that situation actually happened in the synagogue. Yeah, it was bad. A person came up to me like, man, I'm tired of being broke. I said, get away from me. They said, I'm tired of being broke. I said, get away from me. He said, what? I said, listen, your energy, I don't even want that around me. Eric losing it. Eric, you was in the room, weren't you? I said, boy, get away from me. Because it's what comes out. That stuff is clean to you. I said, man, watch out. I didn't have no Bible verse for it at the time, but I just said, just move. I said, you know what, brother? I said, that's a mindset. When you come out your mouth and say, I'm tired of being broke, what are you going to do about it? What you going to do about it? Get away from me. I can't help you. Because if you don't got no will, like, man, listen, man, instead of saying, I need to find a way to make some more money, that need to be the first statement. But when you say I'm tired of being broke, it's just like, I don't even care, bro. I'm just tired of it. Because it's just an energy that be around you. I don't like to talk. People always talking about people I can't be around. People just with energy, I'm like, just move, man. Let me just walk alone. Because when that stuff on you, then you tired of being broke. So why if you come around me, you better talk about, let's make some money. Boston, what's the play? Let's get in the huddle. Yeah. I didn't even make $100,000. What's the huddle? I told Austin my goal. My goal is to make, what I want to make is like $100,000 a month. Imagine that. My goal is to make $100,000 a month. And I put it out there. I want to make $100,000 a month. You know why I put it out there? Because the dude told me I make $1 million a month. Not a celebrity, not an entertainer. He's a worker. He said I make $1 million a month. He said if I make $300,000 to $500,000 a month, I'm mad. I said, what? I'm trying to make $300,000 a year. I'm trying to make 50. I said I'm trying to make it. But you look at the mentality of a winner, their mindset is different. They think like winners, and we think like we just trying to make $15 an hour. So I apologize if I come off a little bit rude. Sometimes I'll be like, man, what? Because the mindset has to change. How you trying to make it to Shamayim and you got worldly goals? I'm trying to dwell with this man. I'm trying to dwell with this man and be with this man, and I can't be worried about gas money. I'm supposed to take it. Gas money? They didn't have gas money. They had Tom and Jerry. I got to make it to the Muhar on its appointed times. I can't be worried about gas money. We got to go. 3 days journey. You know what that means? I need to start 3 days ahead. A month journey, that means I need to start a month and a half ahead. A year's journey, I need to start a year and a half ahead if I'm going to get there. Not waiting until the time comes saying how am I going to get there. You got excuses. Period. If I'm going to get there, I got to get there. Man, it's going to take 3 months to get there. But we might 4 months out, man. Let's go ahead and shut these stores down. That's what they do in China. When the Chinese New Year comes, you know all the stores shut down. Right? Anthony, correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to make sure I'm right. Because I don't know the kids. You got to listen. One thing about me, you got to rely on experts in their field. Because the expert will shut your whole message down and be like, you false, you liar, and I don't want nothing else come out your mouth. But they shut down. Because how I know, I used to go on DH Gate and I used to sell stuff. So when I used to try to order stuff, they said, you need to order now for the Chinese New Year come. I said, why? They said, we're not shipping nothing. I said, well, let me go get my order in now. But you see the preparation. You see what I'm saying? You see the preparation. That's what he's talking about right here. We're going to get to the bar, but first of all, you got to understand what's going on in your life. Right? So this was going on. Let's go ahead, Lee. Because we got somebody worrying about going to Wingstop asking me, Boston, what time you going to be finished? Because my mama made macaroni and cheese. I want to make sure I have my Wingstop with my macaroni and cheese. So I want to make sure, Bryce, you get your macaroni and Wingstop, all right? Preach! But hurry! That man not taking that low like, all right now. All right, go ahead, Lee.
And where we at?
20, at 20.
And the lean and the ill-favored kind did eat up the first 7 fat kind.
Mm-hmm.
And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them.
That's right.
But they were still ill-favored.
Mm-hmm.
As at Rashid, so I awoke.
Yep.
And I saw in my Kalamut, and behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk,
Mm-hmm.
full in 2.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, 7 ears withered, thin, and blasted with the Kadim sprung up after them.
That's right.
And the thin ears devoured the 7 tube ears. And I told this unto the magicians.
Y'all see that? I told this to the magicians. Y'all know they had magicians back then, right? Yeah. The same thing that they see the Most High do, they always try to duplicate it and copy it. Right? I told this to the magicians,
But there was none that could declare to me.
Yes.
And Yosef said unto Pharaoh,
Yep.
the Kalamut of Pharaoh is one.
Yep.
Elohim hath shewed Pharaoh what he is about to do.
Mm-hmm.
The 7 tube kind are 7 years.
Yep.
And the 7 tube ears are 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
The Kalamut is one.
The dream is one. Yep.
And the 7 thin and ill-favored kind that came up after them are 7 Shana.
Yep.
And the 7 empty ears blasted with the Kadim shall be 7 Shana of famine.
Mm-hmm.
This is the debar which I have spoken unto Pharaoh.
Yep.
What Elohim is about to do, he sheweth unto Pharaoh.
That's right.
Behold, there comes 7 Shana of great plenty throughout all the Arats of Mizraim.
Yep. It's going to be 7 years where you're going to get all you can get. 7 years. Uh-huh.
And there shall arise after them 7 Shana of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the Arats of Mizraim.
That's right.
And the famine shall consume the Arat.
Uh-huh.
And the plenty shall not be known in the Arats by reason of that famine following,
Uh-huh.
for it shall be very grievous.
So what's holding you back from getting what you got to get right now? Is anybody holding you back? Is the police outside saying you can't make nothing? Is the police outside saying right now you cannot go to service? Nothing's holding you back. Front of the bar. What's holding you back right now? Nothing. You have opportunity, chance to make do what you got to do for your ruach and for your fleshly man. Fleshly east. What's holding you back? Only thing holding you back is you. You wait till the family comes in, you say, I wish, I should, I could, I need to. Instead of right now saying, I'm doing. Action words. Doing. Well, give me another action word. Sitting. What else? I'm standing. That boy Austin was stuck right there. I hit him. I hit him. I hit him. I hit him, Jay. Boop! That's that boy said. That's the look saying, I have no answer for you. But what's holding you back right now? Right? At the end of the day, it's all about what do you want to get out of this Kai. What are you going to do? He's showing right here, it's going to be 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine. The 7 years of famine is going to wipe away all the tools that you got, period. Right? It's going to wipe away continually.
And at verse 32,
Yep.
and for that Kalamut was doubled unto Pharaoh twice.
Uh-huh.
It is because the thing is established by Elohim.
Yes.
And Elohim will surely bring it to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Now therefore, let Pharaoh look out at each discreet and wise,
Yes.
and set him over the Arats of Mizraim.
Uh-huh.
Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the Arats, and take up the 5th part of the Arats of Mizraim
Yep.
in the 7 plenteous Shana.
Of the produce. That's why preacher said we got to get a farm. We can't even take up our own stuff. We talking about go get the produce. We going to go to Kroger's? Sarah, you go to that Kroger and get all the apples, all right? You got me? Jay, the Kroger over there on Evans Mills, they got some broccoli, all right? All right? Kennedy, you know your little dude over in Little 5 Points. You go over there and get up. That ain't reaping nothing up. Just think about the mindset where we was at, where we are at right now, all right? Reaping is you got something we're going to get, or we're going to take what other people have. It's 2 things you got to have, right? Either you don't have the produce to reap, or you need the money to buy what they got. That's what it is. When you got the money to buy what people want, when a family comes, that's the time to buy. That's what stocks, that's what anything. When anything drops, it's the time to buy. If you ain't got no money, just think about when COVID hit. A lot of people when COVID hit, they ain't gonna buy nothing because they ain't know how long it's gonna last. So you know what you do with your money? You start holding on to your money. Right? It wasn't no thing as a PPP or nothing like that. All you need to know is I need to hold on to your money. Right? And how I learned it was the Great Depression was the same way. When the Great Depression came, guess what everybody started doing? They started holding on to their money. Right? And during that time, baby boomers was born. Like Ames Smith, Ames Shell, they were considered the baby boomer generation, right? So when they was born, right, when they seen their parents hold on to everything that they had, so you know what they do when they get older? They do the same thing, you call them cheap. Because they know what happens when a family comes. They see when times get tight, I need to hold on to what I got. But yet they still have a lot. We be like, dang, I didn't know they had all that. Why are you so cheap? They already know I can't spend every dime I got. Because if I spend every dime I got, I done seen situations where people are struggling. The same thing when our kids grow up. When they grow up and they get old, guess what's going to happen? Well, listen, boy, there's a mask over there. Go grab the mask. Their kids going to be looking at them, what's wrong with you? I remember when COVID came, there wasn't no mask. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to have some masks sitting in their garage somewhere. Justin's kids going to have all kind of sanitizer, antiseptic sitting in the garage somewhere because you know what? Justin's always like, hey, you got the sanitizer, you got that? That stuff they're going to learn, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to cling and they're going to hold to that. They don't know why. Their kids going to be like, why you got all this sanitizer? Just say, I remember when COVID came, guess what happened? We had to stock up on sanitizer. That's why you notice a lot of older people, you keep a lot of canned food in their house. You be like, why do you got canned food when you can just go back and go buy some more? They be like, boy, shut up. Go downstairs and go get the canned food. Because they know when stuff happens, I got somewhere to go. That's learned by experience. You feel what I'm saying? You don't even know why you do things out of habit because of your parents, what they do, right? But you see what happens when family comes, you start holding on to stuff and you start preserving yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, but you got to be smart in your mind and see what are you going to store up and stack up for. Are you trying to stack up just to get some things that ain't going to be worthless at the end of the day? Or are you going to preserve yourself and start stacking up things? The Most High already showed us what we need to stack up. We need to get this the bar in our law, because you know there's going to come a time where there's going to be a famine in the land. Of hearing in the bar. That's the book of Romans chapter 10. Let's see if you get that right quick. Because if you can't get to the bar, you can't get instructions, what's going to happen with you then? I should have listened. I should have stored up. It's too late now. Man, go sit down and shut your mouth. Man, you 80 years old. You talking about you finna go, you know what I'm finna do right now, Destiny? I'm like, man, get out my face. I'm tired of being broke. I see. Give me Romans chapter 10. Let's go at verse 15. Is that it or 17? I think it's Romans 10 to 17. No, this is what I want. Give me start at 15. Romans 10 to 15. Dang, bro, I thought you were going. I said, dang, he done left already. God, dog, what? That boy ain't playing. I thought he was gone. I said, man, that wing stop, man. You might be getting them voodoo wings. I want to try them wings too. Some of y'all probably don't try them. Talking about, let me get that right there. Voodoo wings? Nah, it ain't voodoo wings. Let me get that right there. Shut up. Give me that right there. Man, that's how it be when I walk in Smoothie King, man. I want to get a little smoothie for my kids, and it's called angel food. I said, let me get that right. Oh, you want the angel food? I said, no, I don't want that. I want the strawberry and banana. Sir, it's the angel food. I'd be like, shut up. I said, I don't even want it no more. Am I the only one to do that? Oh, all right, man, all right. I know y'all be looking at them menus. All going to hell, beef turkey ribs. And you sit around looking like that. Yo, I ain't going to hell, but I just want the beef turkey ribs. And they do it all the time. All right, sir, you want the all going to hell beef turkey ribs? You be like, I don't want that. Can you just do the turkey ribs? Sir, that's how you order it, so is that what you want or not? Then you get it, you just find like, well, I ain't going to hell. And that receipt said right there, all going to hell beef turkey ribs. And that's the same receipt you sit in your seat when somebody from the synagogue get in, you got to take it for a ride. And they put that receipt like, dog, you ain't all going to hell beef turkey ribs? You ain't no saint. It's hard out here, man. It always be the good stuff that is named evil.
That's right.
Always.
That's right.
Why?
That's right.
Why? The only, man, this was the only vacuum cleaner I could get at Walmart at the time. It was Dirt Devil. I said, dang. Man, the Dirt Devil do all of it. We wet the floor. We wet the floor and soak up all the wetness. After that, we wipe it down ourselves. Then you go get that Walmart brand. Bro, we just a vacuum cleaner. We may break, so we gonna give you a year warranty. You be like, man, I know I ain't the only one did that with that food now. Let me get that. You don't even want to say it. Let me get that right there. Voodoo wings at Wingstop. Voodoo. They did have resistance in the Bible. It get rough, man. It get rough. Huh? Almost 8:11. There you go. But I want you to hold that though. You jump over and give me 8. Almost 8 and 11. That's how you use that Bible hook, Austin. It's all good. It's all good. Resources. You got to lose what you got. Leverage. There you go, Austin. Use it. I used to sit in class all day. Teacher asked a question. It's the quickest person I can get to Google. That's why I'm so good back there. I'm very good at that. Here you go, sir. This is the circumference of the whole world. Always remember this. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. Just the what? Most prepared. That's it. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. Just be the most prepared. Just have all the facts that you have on that subject, and you will look like the smartest person in the room. Just be ready when they call on you that they may call on stuff that you don't even know. But just be aware and say, you know what, sir? I don't know, but I'll get you the answer right away. Remember that. This is Amos 8 and 11. Behold.
The Yamin come.
Yes.
Said Yahuwah Elohim, that I will send a famine in the Iraq, not a famine of Lakam, nor a thirst for Ma'im, but of hearing the Dabarim of Yahuwah. And they shall wander from Yam to Yam.
You see what happened in Mizraim? When the famine came, what they had to do? They had to go and get. Who got this? Who got that? I got to go run and get. Chris, did you have Bereshit?
No, sir.
Did you have Bereshit? Okay. And what's going to happen, Lee?
And they shall wander from Yam to Yam,
Yep.
and from the north even to the east.
And what happened?
They shall run to and fro to seek the Debar of Yahuwah,
I'm trying to find the Debar Yahuwah.
and shall not find it.
And I can't find it. Why? What's important with the Debar Yahuwah? The Debar of Yahuwah is direction. You could be in a certain situation and have a know-how, but if you have a direction how to do it, you're lost. If you don't have, you could have a whole bed. If you want to lay it, if you don't have a direction on how to put it together, you're lost. So the things that you have in life, you're gonna need to have to structure it and say, where do I need to move from here? How do I need to make this happen? That's what the Debar is so important for. Now jump back over to Bereshit. Bereshit 40, where we was at, 41. Now this was one of the first famines. Right? I'm sorry. This wasn't the first famine. What was the first famine?
Abraham.
Thinking caps. What was the first famine? No. Yes. Why Adam? He took him out of the garden that was already plentiful. So now when you take somebody out of their situation, what they got to do? They got to start all over. So that's why that was a separation. It was a separation. But did Adam lose the skills that he had? No. He still used what he had to still get what he had to do later on. And teaches Beni. Right? This is Bereshit chapter 41, what we at, 36?
35.
35. Listen to this first.
And let them gather all the food of those 2 years that come and lay up grain under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities.
Yep.
And that food shall be for store to the Arats against the 7 years of famine,
Y'all see
which
that?
shall be in the Arats of Mizraim.
He said we're going to gather all this food up and we're going to store it for the 7 years. He told them it's going to be 7 years of famine, so all you need is what? A 7-year supply of what? Of food. Should you gather 6 years? No. Right? Should you gather 5? No, 4? No, you need to gather 7. Right? He giving you the Debar on what to do. On how to live your career and what things we should do in our life. Right? Only a fool will not take heed. So you ask yourself, what am I doing in my life? Am I storing up for famine? Right? Am I storing the Debar in my mind? Am I storing it? Am I heaping it up? Go ahead.
That the Arats perish not through the famine.
Yep.
And the Debar was tube in the of Pharaoh, and in the of all his Abadim.
Yep.
And Pharaoh said unto his Abadim, can we find such a one as this is a ish in whom the Ruach of Elohim is. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, for as much as Elohim hath shewed thee all this, there is none so narbon and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my beth, and according unto thy debar shall all my arm be ruled.
Yep.
Only in the throne will I be greater than thou.
Yes.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, see, I have set thee over all the arats of Mizraim. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand,
Yep.
and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. And he made him to ride in the second chariot, which he had, and they Sayak before him, bow the knee, and he made him Sar over all the arats of Mizraim.
Y'all see right there, y'all see what Barak means? That's what Barak actually means. It means to bow the knee. So when you say Barak, that's what it means. When you bow the knee, it is to present something. So in Abari, that's what it is. When you say Barak, when people say a gift, that's what it means, to actually bow the knee and to present, to give. So it's literal, bow the knee and to give. So when people say, I bow my knee, I bow unto thee, it's to give. I'm giving you service, I'm giving you honor. I bow the knee, Barak. Boom, that's how they look, guys. Barakah, that is actually the gift. Dwight, look that up. Tim, matter of fact, Tim, you look it up, confirming with Dwight. And that's our whole research media team back there. You get what I'm saying? Preacher always call my name, but them boys be going to work right there. You gotta have, hey, hit that. Sometimes I gotta fuss at him, Jay. I be like, what you doing, man? I'm sorry, man. Ain't no sorry, brother. He calling the words. We gotta be ahead of this stuff, man. I'm gonna get, the thing about it though, you always get the credit and you always get the blame.
That's true.
That's one thing about being in a position. People always want the credit, but they never want the blame. You're like, goodness. You made all the money, but if you lose all the money, it's you too. You are the failure. You are this, you are that. So the accolades and the position you want, you got to be able to take the other side too. Barak, bow the knee. There you go, bow the knee as to present. Now, what's the next one? Barak, to kneel. Is it one that say a gift? Barakah. Go back, go back. All right, don't worry, we'll do it later. We'll do it later. The ministry on the line of a Wingstop. We'll do it later. All right. A gift. Go ahead, at 44, continue.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no ish lift up his hand or foot in all the arats of Mizraim. And Pharaoh Kara Joseph Shem, Zaphnath Paneah, and he gave him in Ashah Asinath, the Bath of Potipharah, Kahan of On.
Yes.
And Joseph went out over all the arats of Mizraim. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, Malach of Mizraim.
30 years old.
And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh and went throughout all the arats of Mizraim.
Yes.
And in the 7 plenteous Shana, the arats brought forth by handfuls. And he gathered up all the food of the 7 Shana, which were in the arats of Mizraim, and laid up the food in the cities, the food of the field, which was round about every city, laid he up in the same.
Now think about it. Did the people know about the famine? No. Only person who knew about the famine was him and Pharaoh and his team. So that's why they went and bought up everything. So you see these people, you know what they're doing right now? They buying up everything. They buying seeds. They buying the stuff up, and you wonder like, why are they buying it up? They storing it. These people already know that something's gonna come. We got to the bar and we don't even know. They don't tell nobody. They tell you when you want to do something, be successful. They say don't tell nobody, because if you tell everybody, then your plan gonna mess up. It's unfortunate, but life is not meant to be fair. It's called self-preservation. Yeah. Who's gonna preserve the longest? At the end of the day, so as a people, who's gonna preserve the longest? Our goal is to be smart and not be selfish amongst one another, and let's keep pushing each other forward. Y'all see what I'm saying? It's all about self-preservation at the end of the day. We're gonna buy it up. So what? Every idea I got, you know what I do? I say, hey y'all, this is what we gotta do. Well, we don't wanna do that. So when Priest said we gotta do something, well, Priest, you tell us to do it, now he don't tell you to do it. He's trying to say this is how we're gonna push together and make it happen. Right? But don't be the one and be like, well, new art, I was on the art, I wasn't paying it, but I still could be on the art. And I'd be like, man, new rule written. Bye. This is not a commandment that he gave unto me, amen. This is not a new commandment. This is what I say unto you. Boom! But I said, you shall thou go as the hell is for this. Armand. Not going to hell, but whoop. Get the plug. Right, go. So the point I'm trying to make is the whole world didn't know about this but Pharaoh and Yahushua. So now he went on to all the city and started to get together. Continue.
And Joseph gathered grain as the sand of the young, very much, until he left numbering, for it was without number.
That's right.
And until Joseph were born to Bani before the Shana of famine came, which Asenath, the Bath of Potiphar, Kahan of On, bare unto him.
Yep.
And Joseph Kara, the Shem of the firstborn, Manasseh.
What Manasseh mean? Y'all know what Manasseh mean? Look it up.
Making forgetful. Forget.
Call you to forget. Cause us to forget. All right? Cause us to forget. And one sense they say it causes us to forget all my labor, all my hard time. Forget all the things my brothers put me through. I'm going to forget it all that. Forget all the evil that was done. When you start dissecting his name, all right? Cause us to forget. Causing to forget. Not forget the bar, but just a lot of times we don't have a short-term memory with the things that happen to us. We always harp on it like, man, you know what? I was this. I never had this. I never had that. That's a part of your life. You got to forget that stuff and you got to move forward. That's why he named his son Manasseh, because listen, I can't worry about that. I can't worry about that. I didn't have this as a child. I didn't have this. Nobody never taught me. Nobody don't want to hear that. Nobody care about your excuses. It's called life. They don't care. Man, if somebody would have taught me, man, shut up. Go to the library. Cut on YouTube. YouTube right at your fingertips. How to tie my shoes. How to tie my shoes in 3 seconds. I became a master of tying shoes when I played football. Because your shoes get loose, you got about 3 seconds to hurry up and tie your shoe. Play about to go on. And when you think about it, like, man, how did I tie my shoe that quick? But just your mindset on it real quick. But the point I'm trying to make is you have to be able to forget all the things that can hold you back mentally. Mental health is important. Mental health. And a lot of things when people deal with mental health is about the past, right? Because you can't press forward because you keep thinking about what happened before. That's right. You follow what I'm saying? So I don't want to get too far on that, but go ahead.
For Elohim said, he hath made me forget all my toil and all my hours beth.
Y'all see that? He made me forget all my troubles. Forget that. I need you to lead these people and I need you to go gather up everything you can. Because when they come back around, they're going to need you. If you worry about what somebody did for you, you're going to forget everything that good can come for you. That's why I don't worry about them haters. I don't see them haters. I don't care. They're going to come see me anyway.
That's right.
Dog, I see what you're doing. Shut up, nigga. I already know who you are.
That's right.
Dang, man, I be people from a mile away, man. Everybody, dog, keep going, dog. Nigga always knew, boy. I be like, man, shut up, man.
That's right.
That's Dade County talk on like, man, nigga, I still slap. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I see you, man, you keep grinding. And you still, you know, you got all your hair, you know, you got your teeth, you know, you do what you gotta do. You ain't losing weight or nothing. Cause thing is, when you look back at people, you wanna see like, you got your teeth, all right. Okay, you still looking good. You losing weight, you know, you eating right. What you driving? They wanna walk outside and see what you driving. Well, where you staying at, huh? What are you trying to find out? You trying to find out if I'm doing all right or am I struggling? Which one?
Right.
Because if I'm struggling, that justifies them to say, I'm still got time in my life to make something do with me.
Right.
That's why I keep setting the bar high.
Yep.
My goal is to buy a jet.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to buy a jet. I want to buy a yacht.
That's right.
When I put it in my mind, they be like, man, that joke crazy. I was in the barbershop, I threw it out there. I said, y'all want to buy a jet. They were talking about going on a trip. I said, I can get y'all a jet now. It's about 8-10 of y'all. I can get y'all a jet to go on a trip. Boy, how much them things cost? I said it's about about $6,000 an hour for 8 passengers and below. Boy, they laugh. Boy, you crazy. I said it's $10,000 to $12,000 an hour if it's 10 passengers above, right? You know why I did that? Because I wanted to check the room to see how do niggas think. You feel what I'm saying? And in their mind, they like, boy, you crazy. Ain't no way, boy, I'm gonna get on that charter jet. I said, you see? Alex, that's why you gotta shut your mouth and stop telling people what you gonna do. Cause they might ain't even fathom that.
Yeah.
Only a few people said, hey bro, tell me about that jet. I said, this the play. You go buy a jet, you finance it, you rent your jet out for 56 hours out the month, you ride it for 10, they gonna pay for your jet and you're gonna make $150,000 a year off your jet by renting it out to people. He said, man, when you ready, man, I'd like to partner with you. So it's not about what you can't get, it's ways to get it and to pay for what you want and sit back and make profit off of it.
That's right.
And that's how you pull the people in the room that really want to make do of themselves. You see what I'm saying? But y'all don't take my idea, y'all can join along. The Fantastic Voyage.
Yes, sir.
Oh, they clapping. Oh, motivation speaking. Oh, money. $2.99. You can sell the courses. But you take that same formula and you use it for Turo, Airbnb, whatever. You use the asset, pay for it, let people rent it out. It pays you for it, and you make a profit off of it. Shoot, I learned that from right here. Pharaoh. I'm gonna buy all this stuff and I'm gonna rent it right back to you. Matter of fact, when I can't do it, you gonna come work for me. It's right there in the book. I be in there like, what the next business one-on-one at? But yeah, let's go ahead. But you see what it said? He made me forget all my trouble, all the stuff he was dealing with. Stop worrying about it, let's press forward. Go ahead.
And the Shem of the second Karahi, Ephraim.
Let's look at what offering mean. We ain't even gotta look it up, we're gonna say it right here. What is it? Man, I'm sorry. That man say it's right there. I'm like, hey, you right. Justin, man, come be the fence all around me every day. That man, it's right there, boss. If I was up there, I would have said it. Oh, you right. But you see what offering means? It says, made me to be what? Fruitful in my what? Of what? Affliction. Even though stuff is going bad around me, I'm still being fruitful. That's how it don't matter what goes around you, you can still be fruitful in your situation. But you gotta forget all the stuff that's holding you back. It's simple, that's the formula. You could be fruitful in the land of your affliction or famine, but you gotta forget the things that's holding you back. That's how you're gonna make things work. That's how you're gonna flip things. And it's 8:07, that's been my time. So I thank the Most High. Y'all give me a hand up for all the poems, the Most High, and you good. Appreciate it. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, that's how we're gonna make this thing work. And most of all, understanding the bar standpoint. A lot of times, how the bar doesn't take root in our lives is because we holding some bad things that happen in our life. Because you heard about in the writings, it state that the seed didn't take root. And for this cause, it will snatch it away because it don't have no ground, it don't have no root in it. Right. You follow what I'm saying? Because the reason why I don't have a root, because the ground that is being planted in, the log that's been planted in, is already full because you're already dealing with situations that's holding you back that it can't allow you to receive. I hope that makes sense. You can't even receive because you're dealing with so much stuff. It's like, I don't even want it. What you telling me can't help me because I got past issues I got to deal with. I got some demons I'm trying to fight with right now. I tell all my demons, man, get out my way, man. I already know what you're trying to hold me back with. It happens to me all the time. I deal with it all the time. One of my worst regrets that I ever did was having an abortion. Right? When I had that abortion, you know why it hurts me? Because every year I always say how old my child would have been. Right now my child would have been 18. And it hurts me because I'm like, dang, even though you try to progress, guess what happens in your mind? You still think about it. You still think about it. But I can't use that to hold me back. I still say within my life, I got to keep going. Most High, I came to you, I told you my faults. For things I know I did wrong, but at the end of the day, I got to keep pressing forward. Shall I get recompense for it? I don't know, but I'm not going to let that hold me back. I don't go repeat that same act again. And therefore, I tell people why you don't need to do it, because the things that you're doing wrong is going to hunt you because it's going to still be in your mind. So the more qatar you continue to do, guess what? You just heaping for yourself stuff to get ahead. So imagine I'm trying to recruit. I'm trying to be offering, but Manasseh, I can't do. I can't forget it. That's what we deal with. You deal with stuff you can't forget. But listen, I fight past that in my head. I got to keep going. I got to keep going. I got to keep going. Boom, boom, boom. That's why I wake up. Sometimes you got to meditate to yourself. It's like, because you got to get your mind right to go out and deal. Because you got to fight the stuff that you're already dealing with. At the same time, you got to progress. You your own business. You're like, bro, I got to make this stuff work. Without a conversation even dealing with nobody. Because if you can't have your mind right and sane when you go out and deal, you're going to look like it. You're going to look like it. Man, I heard a quote, man, it said, well, you better walk like a king or you walk like you don't give a F who the king is. That's what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? That's how you got to be. You got to have that mentality. Walk like the king or walk like you don't get a F who the king is. Because when you walking like that, it's just, you don't got to say like F the president, nothing like that, but it's just your aura. It's just your confidence that you say, I got this. That ain't used to come into your mindset. I'm telling you, man, your mind take you over. When your mind take you over, you got your mind one of your worst enemies you can have. It depends what you want to use it for. And me, I say, boy, you better get right, boy, I'll leave you. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but get your fat behind up. That's wrong. And then when I call people fat, don't take offense to it. Fat is somebody that's just lazy. It's not even about your weight, it's about your mentality. Just you don't just care, you eating whatever, but it's all up here. You get what I'm saying? It's all up here, and you gotta be able to do that. I ain't talk about it, but the book always talking about ask, seek, knock. You gotta do that. If you ain't asking for success, if you ain't asking for stuff ain't gonna come. If you ain't seeking, if you ain't looking for it, it ain't gonna come. If you ain't knocking down doors, nobody ain't gonna open it to you. That's how it rolls.